Hey, 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 I'm Valerie Day, and I'm your host of the podcast Prayers and Pussy, where we have candid conversations about spirituality and sexuality and everything in between. And today we're going to be on a topic that's in that everything in between category. We're going to be talking about self-love and body image. But before we get started with our topic for today, first of all, I want to invite you, get yourself a cup of tea or your favorite beverage, because we're going to just have a nice little chat. I've got my yogi tea, and the message it has today is inner peace creates peace in the world. So grab a cup of tea, get comfy, and let us have a little chat. So just to recap, last week was my mama's heavenly birthday. She would have been 88. She was still with us. And so I just dedicated the episode to her and shared just some amazing stories about her prayer life and then how she really was, walked that path between totally loving, accepting completely my gay brothers and simultaneously dealing with being devout Mormon who told her that's a sin. So she really walked that path beautifully. And I just told some stories of how so supportive she was when I got a job and thought I'd oversold myself and told her I probably wasn't qualified. She goes, "Oh, honey, they wouldn't have offered you the job if you couldn't do it." So just amazing woman. I invite you to, listen to last week's podcast. This is episode 5. Oh my gosh, we're on episode 5 today. And have a sip of, I'm going to have a sip of my tea here. So yummy, so yummy. I invite you to do the same. So, what prompted this week's topic of self-love and body image was earlier, my friend texted me and said, "You probably want to watch Oprah's special." And it was called Shame, Blame, and the Weight Loss Revolution. And they were talking all about GLP-1s, right? You probably heard of Ozempic and Wegovy. And when I started watching it, when the special started, I got all emotional. And I really don't remember what it was that was said, but just the whole topic of diet. And I really identify that this lifetime my cross to bear has been body image and self-love and diet. And I really have a PhD in dieting, and it wasn't given to me from a university, but it was through a personal self-experience with every diet known to man. I don't even think I can name all of them that I've been on, but Herbalife and keto and 40-30-30 and low fat and HCG and Chirothin and I don't know, the list goes on and on and on. But let me just kind of take you back to in history to when I was in high school. And I think I've always been into health and nutrition. I can geek out. I love, probably could have been a nutritionist. I geek out on all that. And long before, eating organic or healthy was in vogue, I was, going to health food stores and reading labels. And I think I did my first juice cleanse when I was in high school. And truth be told, I probably did it more to lose weight than to cleanse. But yeah, I've just always, loved anything to do with health and nutrition. So in high school, I thought I was fat. And really, I was just a curvy girl. I didn't even know the term curvy until way later in life, right? I didn't know that my hips and thighs were voluptuous because I was curvy. And, I was really subject, as a lot of us are, to, right, advertising showing us, skinny bodies and this perfect ideal that you're supposed to be. And so I labeled myself fat. So years later, let's just say 15, 20 years later, I'm at my friend Diane's home, and she has a scrapbook from when we're in high school. and I see this picture of myself, and I am appalled, and I feel so sad that I could even think that I was fat. There wasn't like an ounce of fat on me. I was adorable. I was skinny. Like, it's ridiculous to think that I thought I was fat. Seriously. So my diet journey, I did keto for the first time in my 30s. And oh my God, it was a miracle, right? I went from a size 14 down to a size 6, and it was amazing. Oh my God, keto was the way I went for a long, long time. Love keto. My body loves keto. And then, fast forward to in my 40s, and I was getting certified to scuba dive. And I've faithfully been going to my practitioner since 2001. So basically, it's a practitioner's, like a therapist, talk therapy, but they, use spiritual principle, begin and end sessions with prayer and spiritual mind treatment. So I'm there talking about feeling self-conscious because I'm going on one of my scuba diving certification dives, right? And everybody's younger than me, and they're all skinny, and here I am, the older person, and what I label is like heavy, right? And so I'm feeling super insecure about it. So she gives me this beautiful story that I pass along to all of you. She says, okay, well, let's line up a group of people right here. And you're ugly, so you can't go have fun. And you're fat, so you can't go have fun. And you're short, so you can't go have fun. And you don't have enough money. And like, she just went down the litany of like the labels that we give people to show me that, sweetheart, don't limit yourself from being able to go have fun just because you're overweight, right? And so that was like a really big lesson. Like, okay, here I am wanting to go get certified to scuba dive, and I'm pulling myself out of the joy because, I'm overweight, and God forbid somebody overweight goes and gets certified to scuba dive. So another thing around scuba diving. So for those of you that don't know, right, you wear a weight belt. Now they're like integrated into your BCD, but so you wear a weight belt, right? So they need to know how much you weigh to give you the proper amount of weight so that you can not be buoyant, and that you can, go down into, sorry, I'm losing my train of like the right words for this, but so that you can sink, right? So that you can go down and like go underwater and dive, right? And when you're heavy, when you're overweight and you have a lot of fat is more buoyant, right? And so somebody like me is going to be more buoyant. If I don't have enough weight, I'm not going to be able to sink so I can dive. So I was super self-conscious to have to like tell them how much I weigh for my weight belt. And, it's just kind of all of those buttons got pushed, all those not enough and self-worth and, being worried about what other people thought when I was going on this scuba diving adventure. So my diet journey, I think I told you about keto, scuba diving, and then a little gift came into my life. And, I went from just dieting to really realizing somewhere between my 40s and 50s, I found mirror work. And this was really about like loving and accepting myself right where I was. And if I looked back, I could see, every 10 years I'd be looking back going, well, gosh, I wish I weighed what I weighed then, right? And so the theme was always looking back and wanting what I had before rather than appreciating where I was at right now. So, I find mirror work, which I'll tell you what that is in a moment. And also I realized like, I got to love me now, because 10 years from now, I'm going to be going, oh, I wish I was this weight. Oh, look how sexy I was back then, right? And so I really realized that a key component to this whole losing weight was loving and accepting myself right where I was. Even if that right where I was data that was overweight, or that I had cellulite, or maybe I had like a jiggly belly, or whatever the stuff was that wasn't some idea of perfect, right? So, Louise Hay, for those of you that don't know her, was a very successful practitioner, and in the like 70s and 80s she worked with HIV and AIDS patients and just did amazing work with them. And she used this tool of mirror work and affirmations to help them like love and accept themselves. And she says, let me read to you what Louise has to say about mirror work. She says, mirror work is the most effective method she's found for learning to love yourself and see the world as a safe and loving place. And I really, couldn't agree more. And I know that, people are uncomfortable with looking at themselves in the mirror naked. And I mean, I know they're uncomfortable even looking at themselves in the mirror not naked, and just hearing the things that people say to themselves that just so mean and so unkind and so disgusted. And I've been there too, right? I've said these mean and unkind things, but that's where the beginning piece is in this diet weight loss journey, is self-love, self-acceptance, and self-worth. And that begins with this tool of mirror work. And, I know, like, myself, right? I'd look in the mirror and, judge my cellulite and my belly and my flabby thighs and, my skin, and just like on and on and on, right? Like, you can blah, 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 like all the things that like are unkind that we say, we're me, you, us, we're very unkind to ourselves. And so, I just want to kind of, bring that to our attention and tell you that when I first started doing mirror work, it was super uncomfortable, right? But if you practice and you really stand in front of the mirror, and I invite you to stand in front of the mirror naked and really look at yourself through the eyes of love, right? Think of somebody that loves and adores you, whether it's your partner, your mother, your best friend, like somebody that loves and adores you, and look through those eyes, right? The eyes of God, like somebody that unconditionally loves you, and give yourself that gift of witnessing yourself in the mirror. You will be surprised at how things shift. Seriously. I mean, it is a powerful, powerful tool. So I really invite you to use that tool. Let me take a look here at my notes. And, I want you to know that while I've done this work, right, like I'm human. So, I need to come back to it. Okay, I'm not sure what happened. We're now in black and white. Don't know what caused that, but we'll just go with it. Okay, beautiful. We're recording in black and white now. So in 2015, I did HCG. I was in my 50s, and I think that I was really successful in doing that because I had already implemented this tool of mirror work. COVID, fast forward to COVID, and, I stopped working out. I was in menopause. I was stressed out. And I really didn't have it in me to do one more diet. I'd done diet after diet after diet, and I just couldn't do it anymore. And so another data point that I'd like to bring in, around this whole topic of body image and self-love and female obesity is there are studies that have been done. There was one in 2009 and one in 2017 stating that women with a history of child sexual abuse are more likely to be obese in adulthood. And so I was always thinking okay, was I abused as a child? I was sexually promiscuous, which is also another thing that is linked to sexual abuse in children. And Like I had no recollection, right? So I was searching, thinking like, okay, what is this? And just recently, within the last 3 months, I was talking to somebody. And when I was 5 years old, a neighborhood boy took me into the little trash area next to our home. There's like a little trash area, and made me suck his dick. And I had just discounted that. Like I had a story that sexual abuse was something that was like repetitive and happened over and over again. But this was like a violation that I had just like let go. And so, maybe I need to like do some work around that. So, and then kind of another pearl of wisdom that I learned from one of my teachers, Joanne Bourgeois, that I pass along because, for myself, having diet after diet after diet, and, it might not be dieting, it might be some other issue, but you feel like, I thought I solved this. Why is it here again? Why am I having to deal with this issue again? Right? And what I learned from Joanne is you're a different person, right? And so while it might seem like it's the same issue, it's not. And in life, we're spiraling like upwards. So, you go around like this spiral, but you're up. So, you come around, it's like, oh, well, here's this spot where I had like self-worth issues, right? But you come and you spiral up. Well, you're a new you. And so it's a new issue, even though it might feel mentally and energetically like, why am I here again? So I just, offer that up to you as well. In my beliefs, I think that we're, all one. And what I know is oneness is not exclusive, it's inclusive. So if you're looking in the mirror and you're thinking unkind thoughts, then you're really being blasphemous because you're, just as I am, made of that like same God stuff, right? You are an emanation of the Most High. You are amazing, beautiful, and precious. And I really invite you to look at yourself that way. So if you're struggling with your weight, don't like what you see in the mirror, or you have body image issues, I invite you to practice mirror work. Look lovingly in the mirror at yourself. Be brave, be naked, be kind, be adoring. Really, 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 truly see yourself the way Spirit sees you, the way those who love you see you. Release the judgments, release the comparisons, forget about those models. Be you, be you, be you. You're beautiful, you're sexy, own it. So in closing, I'd like to lead you in just a brief mirror work exercise, and then we'll pray out. So let's get our little bell here. Just surrendering. I invite you to close your eyes and picture a large mirror in front of you. A full-length, beautiful mirror. Now look into the mirror with loving eyes. See how amazing and beautiful and handsome you are. Just adore yourself. See your beauty. See your power, your strength. See how amazing your body is. Adore your unique shape. You are loved. And let us pray. Just recognizing that one mind, that one power, that one infinite intelligence in all, as all, through all, the one life, the one power. As I know that I am one with this infinite intelligence, I know this for each person that is hearing this call right here and right now, or is hearing it in the future, or is yet to hear this call. We just know that God is expressing in, through, and as each person that is in the sound of my voice. And so I just speak a word of blessing upon each person hearing this beautiful, precious podcast, just knowing that they are worthy, they are whole, they are complete, they are safe. They are safe, they are safe. I am safe, we are safe. We are free to just release any weight that no longer serves us, that we are safe, that we don't need that cushion around us, that our bodies find their ideal weight and shape effortlessly and easily, that we find whatever is that perfect diet for us, whether it's the Mediterranean diet, the keto diet, the anti-inflammatory diet, a vegetarian diet, a vegan diet. There's a gazillion diets, and so we just know that each person is guided wholly and completely to what is the best nourishment for them, the best movement for them, the best thoughts for them, the best friends and family, and they set boundaries, and they are free to just show up as their amazing, powerful, unique, awesome selves. So I know whatever no longer serves, whatever needs to be released, that is free to be let go, released, removed, that we just let it all go, and we just own that we are an expression of the Most High. So I give thanks for the love and the beauty and the grace and the power and the confidence and the freedom and the authenticity that is expressing as each person that hears this message. So I just give thanks for this and so much more, knowing that all is well, all is good, all is God. I release this part of the action of the law, knowing it's complete, knowing it's done, saying, and so it is. So I let it be. Amen, amen, amen. Okay, peace and blessings, beautiful ones. If you would like to join our free meditation and prayer calls Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific time, you can register in the show notes. You'll find a link to Eventbrite where you can register and get the Zoom link. And then if you would like to have a one-on-one counseling session with me, I'd be my sacred honor to sit with you. You can reach me through valerieday.com. Book a session through my website. Okay. Until next time, I love you. Have a great week. Mwah.